Welcome one all back to Kales Tales. For this, I like to visit an old friend because for this, it'll be turning 23 this year, just like I did. And insert pants joke here. So, the, the Adventures of Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius is a personal favorite Nicktoons classic. Now, we'll get to the first episode that barely anybody ever talks about. When Pants Attack was released in 2002, the same year that I was born. For a while, I always wondered, why don't people ever talk about this? Because here's the thing, I looked all over Paramount Plus, it's about 4 years old now, and I always wonder, wait, it's missing, what the hell, where'd it go? We'll get to that real soon, don't worry. I always remember Jimmy Neutron when I used to be on Twitter when I first had a phone, and that back when Elon ruined everything, and I would see the free bring back Jimmy Neutron reboot for a while. There's also that one awesome animator that made the Jimmy Neutron redid the episode of Sheen's Brain, I believe. And so I'm excited for what the class episodes are still. The OG is still personal favorites in my heart. Those DNA Productions or DNA Studios that gave us that. John A. Davis and Steve Odenkirk, they gave us this. It's not an obvious pitch. It's a genius that's trapped in the body of this kid. It just brilliant. Anyway, it begins with Cindy Vortex's dog, voiced by Sylvester Stallone, who sounds like he's having a stroke. And it's probably Frank Welker. But anyway, the dog's frightened of Jimmy's robo-legs because Jimmy's probably crippled.
Yeah, sure is, Jimmy. Listen, why am I wearing a crash helmet and a parachute?
And we have Jimmy Neutron, voiced by Debbie Derryberry, and Carl Wheezer, voiced by the great Rob Paulsen. They're one of my favorite funny man and straight man routine comedy duo. It's why are they friends exactly? Because like all good-hearted people, they need each other. They're inseparable. They irritate each other. They're to each other, and yet they somehow need each other at one point. Because I love that Jimmy who makes his own problems. He built his own cage, and Carl just takes it in and just points out wait, yeah, Jimmy, it's not a big deal. Why can't you just do this thing,
Just press that button and all your questions will be answered.
Hey, that guy kind of looks like me. So
Okay, here's what cracks me up here. Why did Jimmy specifically drew Carl, his best friend, on the eject button? Is he his face was on, if my face was on there, I'd run away and call the cops. In 3, Jimmy is more concerned about his pants for more than his friend that he just got ejected. So Jimmy's a freaking psychopath. I think Jimmy is a crazy person.
Jimmy, pick up your pants, please. Jimmy, pick up your pants. Pick up your pants. Pants.
Goddard
Jimmy,
recorded
Jimmy,
Jimmy's
pick up
mom
your pants.
quite a
Jimmy,
lot
pick up
here,
your
Judy Neutron, and you'd possibly can see the remix remix re-editing that he did back 2002. Well played. I prefer Goddard more than any AI any day. With Goddard, at least he won't steal my voice,
Mom will be the only kid in the world who doesn't see it. Think of all the pop culture references I'll never understand. I'll be an outcast.
Maybe it's best that to be an outcast, Jimmy, especially with today's brain rot references that you won't stand a chance against.
Carl, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful experiment.
Well, either Carl is now crippled or dead. Jimmy just showing no concern over his best friend. Like, Jimmy's a shitty friend. That's all I'm saying. And so that's when Jimmy comes up with the idea to solve his pants problem. And good for him. He solved the idea. Great idea.
They'll put themselves away.
Nanochips. Oh wait, are those the spicy ranch kind? My mom
Yeah,
says I
it's
can't
good to
eat
know
those
that
because-
even back then our public schools are failing our kids. That was a problem before, and it's still a problem today.
Why don't you just pick up your pants and hang them up yourself, Jim?
Oh, Carl, I'm a scientist. I have more important things to do than pick up pants.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jim,
like build a robot dog. Robot legs, a flying machine, a hit movie, a hit series, a chip that picks my pants up. But using my hands? Oh, that is a friggin' struggle. Just imagine the toll. Like,
and hanging. I could teach it to you.
what the entire fuck? Why are you singing about hang yourself, mate? What are you doing? And here we have possibly one of my favorite cartoon dads ever. One of the best well-written comedic characters in this. Hugh Neutron, voiced by Mark DiCarlo, who is now a playable character in Nickelodeon All-Star Bra, and his ducks.
I picked them up, well, the rest is history, son.
Ooh, Hugh, is that a duck, or are you just happy to see your son? What the hell am I doing? What am I doing? And so, to convince his parents to let him go see the movie with his friends, Jimmy shows off his nano chip in his pants to convince him to let him go. It works out pretty well at first, not gonna lie. Good for him. As usual, Jimmy makes something to solve his problems, because he's a little brainiac. But uh-oh, things aren't not going to end well. Because his pants, they got that electric piss going and flowing, streaming in on Wetflix. Now, who we have here is Cindy Vortex, voiced by Carolyn Lawrence, Libby, voiced by Crystal Fulfax, and Sheen Estevez, voiced by Jeffrey Garcia, who's also the voice of Pip the Mouse in Back to the Barnyard, which is also another show by John and Steve Odenkirk.
That this is the Ultra Lord action figure number 3 with factory gender error.
Ah, of course. Ultra Lord has pronoun. It's nice to know that they have a sex change. Not go on. They got the Elliot Page special. Good for them. Good for them. Carl, why are your socks all sticky and smell funny? Ugh. It's my business. Perfect business, Sheen. Whoa! You tubby asshole! You are so getting suspended for this! Oh!
Shiny faces.
And that's when Jimmy's pants go haywire, making him do the breakdance in Labada in front of his class. Everyone should be used to his antics by now, ever since the movie.
If you need to go to the bathroom, I can give you a whole...
And so the pants causes Jimmy to breakdance again at recess time. He tries to fix them, but only makes it worse by having Sheen, Carl, and Cindy share the will with him. And I really want to be honest here. For 2002 3D animation, it's aged pretty well. Even when it looks awkward, it's still pretty funny. I mean it. DNA Productions will always have an apartment in my heart. Rest in peace, Paul. Love you, mate.
So what do you want me to say now?
And that's when Jimmy's pants now have them on their own, causing them to leave Jimmy in his underwear, along with the other three. And I have to censor 1 out of 3 of them. Or 3 of them at least. You know, we'll get to the main point. I always thought, these kids in their underwear, Cindy especially, I'd be like, is this the reason why? Because I always thought, animating a little girl kid in her underwear, I really don't want YouTube to take a bite on my ass. I always thought that was the reason why the episode was, I wouldn't say it was banned, but wasn't on Paramount Plus, only DVD, when actually it was available in the beginning of 2021. It was because of music licensing issues where they used "Go Jimmy Jimmy" from the movie back then, a year prior. The song by the late Aaron Carter, rest in peace. He was the one who sang "Go Jimmy Jimmy." I laughed my ass off pretty hard because Sheen has no self-control, just no filter. He's just at his friend's house in front of his parents, showing off his fun zone and just twerking, just shaking his ass off in front of everybody. Like, how are you not in jail, kid? I'll never know. And so the trio head to Jimmy's lab to locate their pants by using Goddard as an eye in the sky. That's nice to know that AI was somewhat useful back then. Well, to some degree.
Pants get control of those pants, well, we could end up living in a world
I love the joke writing in this show so freaking much.
Time to save the world.
And so, off go Jimmy, Carl, and Sheen to go prevent their piss-stained pants from taking over the world. I cannot take it seriously enough. I mean, it's not an obvious pitch. You know, the idea is absolutely fun.
Gee, Jimmy, if you just hung up your pants, none of this would be happening.
Carl's right. Why are you so lazy, Jimmy? All you had to do was put your...
I suggest we refrain from communication.
I love how the two comic reliefs are the most self-aware and points out to Brainiac the obvious of Jimmy being so lazy and should have just done an easy task that they wouldn't be in this mess, and Jimmy just shrugs it off his shoulder.
Hey, Jimmy, can I go play with my pants?
No, Carl. Your pants may look plain.
Imagine the dirty pants jokes I can use for this episode. Like playing with my pants. Come on, playing with my pants. Come on. It's just too easy. It's like, oh look, salute your shorts reference.
I feel like a new man. Oh, the freedom, the comfort, the gentle wafting breeze. Howdy, neighbor. Hey, I got 2 words for you. It's the fastest fashion.
Get around and pull him down. That is a great quote. Got around. How is Hugh not on the Amber Alert? Like, call HR, call HOA, get this man off the streets. Gather around and pull him down. Like, he's gonna get a visit from Chris Anson for sure. Gather around and pull him down, ladies. Oh, Lord. You know, you might see his name on the Amber Alert for sure.
I'm just inviting people to our pants off later
You know,
on. Coming.
It literally takes the word pie to end this chaos. For now. If I had a nickel every time Nickelodeon put children in an awkward, inappropriate situation, I'd have, well, enough money to buy some M&Ms. So, like 4 or 5, which is a lot, but it's cruel that keeps happening, right?
Time to get to the lab. I have to make do with the resources.
Well, anyway, Jimmy hatches an idea to stop the Pants Army. Oh, speaking of which, fuck off! I'm staying out of this reference.
Oh my, it looks like a homage to Alfred Hitchcock's movie The Birds.
Do you think this could possibly have anything to do with Jimmy's self-folding pants?
About a little fabric.
Good thing that Jimmy has a fabric softener that stops and kills the pants. Apparently, what I learned from this is a very good way to get high. That's what Sheen's feeling. It's no wonder how Gooseworks gets the job done. So that's where she gets her inspiration from. I was fish tank water. Huh. Gangle, can you help Sheen? I think he huffed paint or something.
Huffing paint and not waiting until a designated break? I'll be right there.
So, you and your little fancy-wancy friends thought you could take over the world, huh? Well, you didn't know you'd have to deal with Hugh Neutron, did you? So talk. Ha-ha! You can't talk, can't you?
Hugh Neutron is every dad that I want to be. He is my spirit animal.
An extremely large head and an outrageously tall hair.
Oh, well, blame my creators.
You know, Sugar Booger, they're right. Television is pretty violent.
Today, that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
And so Jimmy uses his brain blast to come up with how to stop the pants. The pants army. Following up some clever jokes with Carl doing mime in his undies, which must have been so fun to animate. Hoedown ensues. Also, she might have autism. My favorite joke out of this is this tense, serious scene with the giant pants and Jimmy. Jimmy looks to his right. Carl is still playing mime, and Jimmy rolls his eyes. That's comedy. I wish people talk about this episode more. There's some really good jokes here. And so anyway, Jimmy uses the static electricity on the rug he got to shock the nanochip in the pants, causing it to fry, shrinking the pants. Rick Moranis tiny. And Carl does a Looney Tunes. He does a Wile E. Coyote thing. First off, how did Carl know he was gonna get bitch slapped by Sheen? Like, he wrote "ouch" on the back. Like, he just knew it was coming. That's pretty good joke writing. I love this.
James Isaac Neutron, you
But
may
Jimmy's still in trouble because he's so lazy.
until you pick up these pants.
And that was When Pants Attack. Happy 23-year-old birthday. I'm just so proud of this show, and especially like the animation, which isn't so hot but still has hilariously good writing, a great good voice cast, and unforgettable stories with 48-minute specials. One of them is an hour special. And I still have this. I reviewed Jimmy Neutron before, about, let's see, twice already, with my personal favorite episodes. And this one, it is a personal favorite too. I mean, it's a pretty simple, easy pitch. Pants go crazy because this genius boy was so late. I love mix between lazy to not pick up his pants, but he has the energy enough to put computer science in it to fold it for him. So it's like there's like no middle ground at all, and Jimmy just goes for it. And so, what'd you think? Do you like the episode? Would you recommend it? Hopefully YouTube won't, and because of the underwear thing, I censored it as much as I could, which I'm hoping works. Also, thank you all for watching. It's nice to bring video essays like this back in business.